for same. Load 100 naira. Before you open your eye close up, 800 naira don't sit down. They wait for you inside your phone. I no carry water for mouth. Load 100 naira and 800 naira don't be your phone. Make you take a call any network and browse as you like. The one way cost with mobile person. I say anytime when you load credit, don't open make you begin use WhatsApp for free without any money. So therefore, you fit to begin the send that picture to Nkechi or that video to Sandra anywhere with them day. What do you wait for? Carry waka go buy your new MTN SIM. Make you begin enjoy nyafo nyafo.
Dissecting the major news stories daily. This is the Morning Digest with Jimi Disu.
Good morning, everybody. You're welcome to the first Morning Digest of this week. And this is Jimi Disu here, and from Lagos Talks 91.3 FM. As you can see, I'm in a very boisterous mood. I'm a little bit restless. The answer is should be quite clear to you if you followed me from Front Page News. Now, you know the story that IG has declared Babangida's spokesperson, Afebwa Kazim, has declared him wanted. Okay, and so this morning I put a text through to Kazim and said, we're going to call him at 9 o'clock on Lagos Talks. And he said, sure. So we're going to try and put a call through to him. I'm sure all of you know the background to all this. Babangida issued a statement last week. Then another statement came. And it turned out that some people believe that the second statement was made on behalf of Babangida by his associates. This day did the right thing by putting a call through to Babangida, and they got to speak to him, and he confirmed to this day that he actually presented that statement, made that statement public, and that, of course, Kasim is his spokesperson. Now, a twist to the tale was when the Inspector General now declared, first of all, it was said that the police declared him wanted. Then there was another statement in the social media that said, no, the police said he was not wanted. Now, on reading the papers this morning, this is the Punch, sounds authentic, and it says that IG declares Babangida's spokesman Afebwa wanted. And this is what the statement reads. It says, the IG of the police, Ibrahim Idris, has declared Kazim Afebwa wanted over the statement he issued on behalf of, you see, the police too acknowledge on behalf of the former dictator, Ibrahim Babangida. Why didn't they just call him former head of state? But call him former dictator, Ibrahim Babangida. Now, that is the opening statement he issued on behalf, okay? And it says, Afebwa is a media advisor to Babangida. And it says, the IG ordered the arrest of Afebwa in a statement by the first public relations officer, Jimo Moshood, on Monday. And the statement by Jimo Moshood reads, and I read here, according to the Punch, the IGP has ordered the arrest of Kashim Afebwa for making false statements, defamation of character, and for an act capable of instigating public disturbance throughout the country. He is therefore declared wanted by the Nigerian police force and should report at the nearest police station anywhere he is in the country. And they go on and give the background. Well, earlier this morning, I had asked a few pertinent questions. Look, Kasim Afebwa, in his capacity as spokesperson, releases a statement which he claims was made by his principal, that's Ibrahim Babangida. Then this day call and authenticates it and say, yes, they spoke to Babangida and he said, yes, he's the one. Now, the question to ask is, why are the police declaring Afebwa guilty? Why are they declaring him wanted? If there's any content of the statement, why haven't they gone to ask Babangida himself who issued the statement that, one, did you issue this statement, and two, we are going to hold you for this or for that? The rhetorical question is, did IBB report to the police that Afegbua issued an illegal statement on his behalf? So on whose behalf is the police, what is the police looking for Afegbua for? Okay? But there's something though, usually what I know from my PR history, and even journalism, is that every statement must be signed. I would have thought that Afegbua too, in issuing a statement on behalf of his principal, I would have gotten him to sign it. I don't know who signed that statement. But again, if you have a spokesperson, sometimes you can say, look, this is my position on whatever. Go out there and articulate it. That is part of what... Now, the statement itself, what part of the statement would the police consider... let me read. Would the police consider making a false statement and defamation of character, whose character has been defamed, and what acts has he done in that statement that is capable of instigating public disturbance throughout the country? It would be nice if the police, unfortunately I don't have the number of the police spokesperson, and I wanted to ask him that, okay, let's go through the statement line by line, and can you show me which line is a false statement, or is a defamation of character, or is an act capable of instigating public disturbance throughout the country? Except there's another statement that I don't know about. So that's where we are today. We are trying to... it is said here that this is what Afegbua is said to have said. He said he extracted commitment from IBB and authorization before I issued the statement. But of course, IBB is for everyone, and so people want to love him more than he loves himself. When the statement was sent and some of his friends saw the twist of the reportage on the social media and how they sensationalized it, they felt we were just trying to put the former president on a collision course with the present president, and they went to write a statement to deny it. But I have since spoken to him. He says he has since spoken to his principal. And then he says that he has called me to say that statement stands. Babangida says that according to Afegbua, the statement stands, and the kernel of that statement should inform public discourse and not people necessarily personalizing it as if it were against the sitting president. I think it is within Babangida's rights or any other person's right to issue a statement on the state of the nation as long as it is not, again, defamatory or likely to disturb the peace. If a president is not functioning well and you say so, I don't think that would disturb the peace. It's within our rights to ask, But my own reaction, again, like I said earlier this morning, is that rather, by the way, I tried to get Additional on the phone. Additional says he's on his way to Nasarawa, and he is not disposed to speaking on the road, and that I can understand. Connection and so on and so forth. We're still trying to get Afegbua on the line. We'll keep trying, and I hope he's safe. I hope he's not. But whilst we're doing that, let me open up our lines: 0809-1913913, 0809-2220913, 0809-234-5913, 012367913, 012802913, and 012803913. And when you do call in, let's just go straight to business. There's not much time for banter and things like that. Let's just go straight to business. Let's have your name and so on. And please mind your language, okay? Let's keep it nice, tidy, make our point, and move on. Right? I'm going to pick the first call now. Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir. How are you? Who's calling?
This is Dambaba.
Oh, Dambaba, yes. Okay, how are you?
Fine, sir. I've followed this story since, I think, weekend also. Uncle Jimmy, the constitution that provides this freedom of information and freedom of press, is under threat on the Buhari government since they met APC and Buhari. Because if you ask me, Uncle Jimmy, what has this man done wrong by issuing a statement on behalf of his boss, which he's entitled to? Uncle Jimmy, the police are quick to do eye service for whoever they appoint them to work for them. But they forget the fact that they are from Nigeria, not for only the people in government.
Yes.
There's a commissioner in Kano who said to his supporters that if you see Kwankwaso stone him, up to date, I expect the police or the DSS to invite this man. But they will never do that. They are only looking for a way they will score a cheap political point, which is wrong. This man has done his job. Why are you looking for him? And for goodness sake, why is it that this government hates anybody that corrects them? Why can't this government go after IBB? Is it because IBB is bigger than them or what? Why can't they go after Obasanjo? Obasanjo was the first person that wrote this letter. They should leave this.
Not Obasanjo, it's IBB.
Sir?
It's IBB, not Obasanjo.
Yes. Obasanjo wrote his own as well.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is that I don't know this man. This is a democracy, and the man has every right to work for his boss. They should leave this man alone, let this man be, and I challenge the police authority to go to Benue and save the people of Benue.
Thank you. I even think that since the man has admitted to this day that he wrote it, why not put a phone call through to him? If he admits to the police that he wrote it, then you can arrest IBB for issuing the statement. That'd be nice to see. Morning.
Jimmy, good morning.
Morning, sir. How are you? Who's calling?
Fine, Tony here.
Yes.
I think I need to schedule a pepper soup meeting with you because this is more than just talking for 2 minutes. Now, the question is this. I know you are an advocate of free speech. And also, every time I call, I always remind you that you are a lover of this president. And we all try to love him. But the question is this. Are we, especially running to the next election now, when people are being gagged, are we on the right track? When the former president was president, the sitting president said worse things than anybody has even said. People like Shehu Sani, who were his spokespeople, or Jimmy, if you remember, said more caustic things, and we didn't have anybody arrest anybody. Some people say a lot of things, and nobody's arresting them. And then, for you who is in journalism, you know Afegwa has been with the former president for a long time.
Yes.
And I've never for once heard the former president discountenance anything he said that he didn't say.
Yes.
And then this day doing the right thing, calling him to confirm, and he's saying, I stand by my words. Why arrest the messenger? They say in Yoruba that you're not afraid of who you are being sent to. You are afraid of the man who has sent you on errand. And the young man has gone on the errand. Why are we doing this? The IGP should know, if he's a student of history. We all know how in 1983 and the 80s, an IG, Sunday Adewusi, we all know how he performed, and we all know how he ended. Let him continue. Good morning.
Morning. Okay, now there's a slight development here. We actually got Kazim, and he's been advised by his lawyers not to make any statement again. But in the last one that he made, he said he was not. I read it somewhere. He said he wasn't under any arrest. But he says that his lawyers have, and I think discretion is the better part of valor for him. So his lawyers have advised him not to speak, but he's going to send us a statement, which we will read to you. Okay, there it is. I think it's coming in. So we will, once we get that statement, we will we'll send we'll read it out to you. Okay, so we'll take another call. Okay. We have the. Okay. Hello. Morning.
Hello. Uncle Jimmy. Good morning.
Morning.
This is Ifeoluwa calling from Ikeja.
Yes, please. Go on, quick.
Now, I've learned something this morning that any statement issued on my behalf without my authorization should attract punishment. Thank you for that. But meanwhile, I want to tell you that this is a blunder from the Inspector General of Police. Since the man was installed as Inspector General of Police, he has made several blunders, I can tell you. He thinks he's protecting the interest of his master, but I'm telling you, he's damaging his political career. I remember the issue of Benue, when he was asked to investigate what happened. He issued a statement immediately and said it was a communal clash. And a day after, he retracted that statement. You can imagine. I can count on several statements the man has issued, and at the end of the day, he came back to retract those statements. That shows the level of professionalism of the current IGP that we have.
Okay, anyway, let me. I'm sorry, I have to read this statement now because it is important. It will form the kernel of the more discussions on this. Now, this is a statement issued by his lawyers, Kayode Ajulo and Co. Kayode Ajulo and Co. And this is what the statement reads. It says that Nigerian Police Force declaration of Prince Kazim Afegwa as wanted person. Our response on this behalf. Our client Prince Kazim Afegwa's attention has been drawn to a malicious news item on NTA alleging that the Nigerian police has declared him wanted over a statement he issued on behalf of former military president General Ibrahim Babangida GCFR. It goes on to say that Prince Afegwa is a well-known journalist and was a cabinet of Edo State government with a known address in Benin, Edo State, and Abuja. Yet he is not on notice of the police invitation whatsoever before the purported publication declaring him wanted. For the avoidance of doubt, there are spelled out procedures for declaring a person wanted by the police. The police or other law enforcement agencies can declare a man wanted if they find reasons to do so, particularly if the person is a suspect in the commission of a crime and is on the run. The public must know that our client, in discharging his duty to his principal, General Ibrahim Babangida GCFR, cannot by any stretch of the imagination be said to have committed a crime that warrants such negative publicity. Neither is he on the run. Our client, however, remains undeterred by the desperate efforts of some individuals to intimidate him and bend his will and rights against the constitution provisions, framework of the Nigerian Police Force Act and the laws of the land. The circumscription of his constitutional right to the dignity of self, freedom of expression and fair hearing denotes that there is a desperate attempt to scare him into submission. We have advised Prince Afegwa of his rights and remedies available to him as a law-abiding citizen of Nigeria. He has elected to make himself available to the police on Wednesday once he returns from his trip. Thank you. And this is dated the 5th. Today is the 5th, right? Now it's dated the 5th of February and is signed by the management Kayode Ajulo and Co. Castle of Law, Abuja, Nigeria. This is getting it. This is a journalist delight. I think when I leave here, I'm going to go to one or two of the newspapers I've worked before and speak to them for the rest of the day to follow this story. This is a journalist delight. This is the kind of stories that make you adrenaline run. Okay, we'll take a few more comments and then we'll probably take a break and then go to the subject of today. But let me try. Morning.
Hello, Jimmy.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Yes, sir. This is Bolale from Surere.
Yeah, please just go on.
You will agree with me that this thing is being blown out of proportion by the your constituency, the journalists, the media houses.
Yes.
Why I say this is this. When he issued that statement, all of a sudden, within short period, another statement countered it that it was not Babangida that made that statement. That what the paper said, the Babangida refused the statement that Adibu, what did they call his name, made earlier on. Mm-hmm. So that is where the problem started from.
Yes.
Now, if the principal have refused the statement he made, committed an offense. Then, but the problem here is that you cannot declare anybody wanted if the person has not committed any criminal offense and is on the run, like what you have read that the lawyer said. Mm-hmm. So that's the only problem I'm seeing in this.
So what are you blaming the media for here? Wait, calm down.
What I'm blaming the media for is they are the one that released the statement, and they were also the one that brought out the one that refused it.
So
that it wasn't the statement from the principal.
So
and they were the one again telling us now that the Babangida himself called a center that he was saying he pinpointed some of it that he really
okay, I know all this. So what is the fault of the media in all this now?
Jimmy, media blow it out of proportion, which they are not supposed to.
Okay, so what proportion should it have been? Tell me. Advise me. Let us say that you are the one running the country. How will you look at it?
I will look at it like, because to me now, all these things are more or less like a child play to me, because there is no seriousness.
Child's play?
Yes.
I beg, my brother, I beg. Wait. I will call you back. I just wanted to learn. Look, the media's job is to report things as they happened. Babangida issues a statement through February 1. They published it. Now another statement comes out from the same neighborhood saying that it is not, Babangida did not issue that statement. Of course they will publish it. Then this day does the right thing. And I'm going to give them, I owe the editor of that paper a bottle of champagne. They did the right thing by calling Babangida himself. And Babangida himself said that I issued that statement. The question I'm even asking the police is who reported to them? Because if you are talking about the contents of the statement, why didn't you go and ask Babangida, why did you issue this statement? Why did you declare Babangida wanted? Then, on the other hand, did Babangida complain to the police that Kasim issued a statement on his behalf? Look, at the end of the day, I hope nobody gets ridiculed in this process, in what we are seeing. My contention is there is a strong rumor that says that some people who are close to, all our leaders usually have a group of hangers-on and friends, so-called friends and associates and whatever, who seem to always want to know what is good for a principal. Babangida is a former head of state, is a former president. He ruled this country for, I think, 8 years. If he was a civilian president, he would have had 2 terms. Yes, okay, you might have your opinion about him, like I do, but that's not the question here. It is what do you call it? Mentis corpus. What's the Latin word for? He heard correct. Let me just use street language. He heard correct. And if he says that he issued that statement, then hold him responsible. But then we don't know. All these things are in the realm of speculation. We really don't know. But I'm inclined to believe this day. I don't think Nduka Bagbona and his team would take a risk by saying that, we spoke to Babangida when they didn't speak to him. I think that, and then, Babangida is not in so much good physical form. There's a limit to what he can do. The man, maybe, quote and unquote, has been captured by his friends and associates to say to him that, Haba, you can't say this. But he has said it and he stands by it. Kasim has now issued a statement that the police should no longer declare wanted. He will show up on Wednesday when he comes back from his trip. It doesn't say where he went. But it's an unfolding drama, and like I said, this is a journalist's delight. These are the kind of things we thrive on. I'll take 2 more, and then we'll take a break. Morning. Morning.
Morning.
Morning.
My name is Alex.
Yeah, unfortunately, the line is not clear.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but it's not clear. Sorry, you have to call in again. I got a very some kind of echo. Morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
How are you today?
Fine.
Yes, it's the way the direction. This I'm Patai by name, calling from Butemeta.
Yes.
The drift this country is experiencing is I can't just describe it. I don't know where we're heading to. I just don't know where we're heading to. The only wise man in this country issued a statement that is even more serious, more damaging than this. Nobody's running after him. The only wise man known in this country issued a statement and he made it public, and he's now organizing coalition everywhere, and nobody's running after him. Why should we should not be subject of a report to the police? The truth is this government is losing his what's it called? His goodwill, because of basically based on people that he appoints to power. Look at what Minister of the Defense said on Benny killing, and look at the way also the IG is going about things right now. They are just doing their best to demarcate this man called Buhari. That's just the submission.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, I think we can take one more submission. Good morning.
Yeah, hello, JD. Good morning.
Morning, Uche.
My name is Uche. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, JD, I think the Nigerian masses are the better for whatever is happening at the moment. Because what these people are doing is they're actually bringing the inadequacies and the inefficiencies of the present government to the fore. The mere fact that they can't even put their acts together, it shows that what people like Obasanjo have been saying about this government is actually true. Why will you allow the IGP to go after a man who makes a statement on behalf of his principal, when the content of that statement, of that release, is in no way inciting violence? Now, Akagba, for whatever you know, is a hero. That's what they've succeeded in making the young man. He's a hero.
Akagba is not a young man.
Okay, sorry, sir. But at least he's a hero. And the Nigerian people will begin to say, even those who didn't know him before now will begin to say, okay, what is this man's offense? What did he actually do? Okay, the statement that he released, what are the content? Anybody who reads the content will say, but this is what is happening. And you are discrediting your government the more, even when we know that your government is highly inefficient and ineffective. So for me, I think the Nigerian people should be happier for this. Thank you and have a nice one, Uncle Jimmy.
Yeah, that statement is valid. But I would say that we should pause a while. Maybe there's some other statement that Afegwa issued that we don't know about. Only the police know. It's possible. maybe there's some other statement he released. But if it is this Babangida one where Babangida has claimed ownership, I don't understand. But I've never been a policeman. I'm not even a lawyer. So I don't understand. I wish Libros or my good friend GT were here today. It just sprang on us. Maybe one can see if we can get Libros or so, but we'll see how it goes. Morning.
Hello, good morning, Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir. My name is Adebayo, calling from Cater.
Yes, sir.
Good. This basically shows that the education system in the country really, really needs a state of emergency, because irrespective of the fact that the statement is not doesn't incite any violence and doesn't tick all the three boxes mentioned by the IGP. The main thing is it was written on behalf. The operative word here is on behalf of Babangida. So the person that should be declared wanted, anyways, is Babangida. It just shows that the IGP does not understand the meaning of behalf, the simple English that he puts there. You understand? So it is important that before these people continue to make such embarrassing blunders, embarrassing us in front of the international community and embarrassing themselves, it's important that they understand even the statements they are writing. Else, they would, if they do, they won't be making some blunders. Thank you very much, Jimmy.
Well, my closing note on this is, if this is contrived or arranged by those who, for whatever reason, are supporters of Buhari and they're trying to quell it, I can jolly well tell them that what you have done is to throw a grenade into a burning fire. Because if the Babangida statement had been left as is, it wasn't any different from what Obasanjo just said. It would have just been seen at most as an addendum to Obasanjo's statement. Now it's been blown out of proportion. You've declared somebody wanted, so it's become an issue. BBC, CNN, everybody is now going to pick it. People will be talking about it in the open. Your human rights, whatever, has now been put to test. Is becoming messier and messier. I would suggest, if the police can, if they can, even if they don't retract that wanted statement, once it just comes tomorrow, let the man just go home and let everything. Then you can work behind the scenes to lower tension. But if you want to go a step further, what I know is, yes, you might think you're doing the right thing. Who knows? But Buhari is not going to be the better off for it, I can assure you. So, I mean, maybe a lot of these things were done in a state of panic. I know the way these things go. I've been close to those in power, and I know how these things go, you might even find some people doing things on behalf of the principal without being sent in the first instance that will end up embarrassing him. One of the things about being in power in Nigeria, believe you me, are those who surround such people. I've been in such close quarters and I've heard things within the room with the principal and right outside the door, the exact opposite of what was said within the room. It's always easy to think you want to help your principal because you know you will not be held responsible. It's the principal that will be held responsible. So I'm going to call on the president to take charge of this, do what is right, show some maturity and show leadership. In any case, the issues that are raised in IBB's letter and Obasanjo's letter, they need a lot of attention. On that note, we'll take a break.
Number one, 469. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling nice, yeah. Come celebrate. Now we be the boss with them the final. Better way. Cause anything we do, they want to do. Anywhere we go, they want follow. We be the number one for this game now. Number one. Right now I'm on the pausing P. I'm too big, too much, they are watching me. All the fine girls steady cuffing me. As I pause, everything happens suddenly. Overnight they are calling me. I'm a boss, I'm in charge, they follow me. They know if you tell you, say they don't know me. Cause when you join pause, you're on the winning team. The way we dey take over, it's a coup d'etat. 4-6, not the code. If any crew me what we on the head. We dey occupy the cyberspace. Yellow dropped up, right into a finer place. We design our frames. I see you like my gaze. You want to chill with us? You look quite amazed. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling
everywhere nice. You go, MTN.
The way MTN don't they paint everywhere yellow, so they we paint cow and water yellow. That time myself. Now only call and text messages a day. Now uncle, we don't ready to make your life even better with our new MTN Nyafu SIM. We carry plenty better inside. This one now be better when you go they collect more like a contribution. This one now see the hot. Just buy MTN Nyafu SIM. Load 100 naira before you open your eye close up. 800 naira don't sit down. They wait for you inside your phone. I no carry water for mouth. Load 100 naira and 800 naira don't be your phone. Make you take a call any network and browse as you like. The one way cost with mobile person. I say anytime when you load credit, don't open make you begin use WhatsApp for free without any money. So therefore, you fit to begin to send that picture to Nkechi or that video to Sandra anywhere with them day. What do you wait for? Carry waka go buy your new MTN SIM. Make you begin enjoy Nyafu.
Dissecting the major news stories daily. This is the Morning Digest with Jimi Disu.
Welcome back to Morning Digest with Jimi Disu. And this is Lagos Talks 91.3 FM. So much for the IBB statement. We'll keep you posted on developments as they occur. There's another story here that's worrying me, and it says credit cards from Nigeria to be blocked abroad. And as luck would have it, I was going to have Mrs. Bumilosin here today anyway. And Bumilosin is a former MD of Axiom Bank, and she's a retiree. Are you a retired banker?
Semi-retired from banking, maybe, yes.
Do you think you still take an executive job?
No, not really, but I still feel that I want to influence in the area of financial inclusion, making sure that,
So, but you take a political appointment. They make you Minister for Finance. And remember me in the day when it is good for you.
No comment.
Anyway, Bumi, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Action is a microfinance bank, and you were there for how many years as MD?
Well, 10 years officially. 10 years. Yes, 10 years from when we got our license.
And you are happy you left the bank. The bank in good shape. Yes,
in good, solid shape. And I'm happy with the successor too. That I believe that they would take that bank, over and beyond what I had done. So it's good to see that. So your successor
didn't meet, like they say, he didn't meet an empty treasury.
It was a very full and overflowing one.
Well, we'll talk about microfinancing at some point.
Okay.
But this story worries me. And it says credit cards from Nigeria to be blocked abroad as Egmont Group mulls NFIU expulsion. Now, let me read it. It says, Nigerians may no longer be able to carry out international transactions as Egmont Group is considering expelling Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, NFIU, because of governance issues. A major consequence of the expulsion will be the blacklisting of Nigeria in international finance. This could affect the use of MasterCard and Visa credit and debit cards by Nigerians. That means that MasterCards and Visa credit cards that are tied to Nigerian accounts. So we need to say that. And it says it could also affect the international rating of Nigerian financial institutions, restricting their access to some big-ticket international transactions. Nigeria will also no longer be able to benefit from financial intelligence shared by other member countries, including the US and the UK. Also to be affected is the country's ability to recover stolen funds abroad. And that's not a good one, because even the Abacha loot self, we are still bringing in. And it says the expulsion is part of the agenda of Egmon's working group and heads of FIU meeting between March 2nd and March 7th in Buenos Aires, Argentina. That's last year. The group, comprising 153 countries, mandates its members to establish a financial intelligence unit that serves as a national center for the receipt and analysis of suspicious transaction reports and other information relevant to money laundering, association predicate offenses, and finances of terrorism, and for dissemination of results of that analysis, and so on and so forth. Now, what does this mean to the ordinary Nigerian, Mrs. Lawson? Does this mean that if I have a MasterCard or credit card attached even to my domiciliary account in dollars or pounds, I can't use it abroad?
Well, I don't think at this time that will be in place. You know that Nigeria itself has been placing some limits on how much you can really withdraw with your card.
In any case, you can't even use your Nigerian card to withdraw
cash. Exactly, Nigerian card to withdraw cash. And, you know, because of all these FX regulations, it is something that is damaging again to the reputation of Nigeria. Basically, that group, you know, really just monitors suspicious transactions. And probably the FIU Nigeria has not been providing the adequate reports or attending meetings. That's why they're a threat. Normally what they do is report such to the regulatory authority, who now has the right to then impose a ban. So the Egmont group itself cannot stop Master or Visa cards. But
the report here says,
yes,
it says that a major consequence of the expulsion will be the blacklisting of Nigeria in international
Yes,
finance.
but for the expulsion to happen, there's a process.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean.
So maybe what we're saying is it will take a while.
Yes, it will take a while. Hopefully, I'm hoping that it will not happen, because the FIU would do whatever is needed. But the process is that if there has to be concrete evidence of suspicious transactions, then they report to a regulatory authority who can impose such a ban. And as I mentioned, MasterCard and Visa card are international cards, not just based in Nigeria.
So if I have, because what the implication to me, the way I look at it is, I've been keeping my dollars in my domiciliary account, and I want to use my card. Even from here, you can't use it for transactions. That's what this story means.
Yeah.
Should I go and empty my domiciliary account?
No, don't panic yet. The banks would advise us, but I'm sure that because of the level of transactions that Nigerians do on that card, I'm sure that this won't happen. But of course, it's a caution to the regulatory authorities to ensure that they abide.
Okay, the story says may may no longer be able to carry out.
Exactly.
But in the interim, our listeners, what would you be doing with your funds in your domiciliary account?
Convert it to Naira and invest in Nigerian businesses, so that the economy can grow. Don't keep it in dollars. You're lifting your head. But don't keep it in dollars. Invest in the Nigerian economy. There are so many young entrepreneurs in Nigeria who are looking for funds. Don't just keep their money in dorm accounts. The maximum you can earn on a interest rate in dorm may be 2-3%.
But you and I know that people keep their money in hard currency for safety and stability, not so much that they want to earn returns on it.
Well, keep a very small portion for that. When you say safety and stability, what do we expect is going to happen? If we don't contribute into the Nigerian economy, and we keep saying we are hiding for safety and all of that, we will never move. We will just keep perambulating. Some of the issues that we are facing in governance today and the Nigerian economy is because Nigerians ourselves, we are not partaking enough in developing the Nigerian economy. So putting money in domiciliary accounts, to me, doesn't really add value to the economy and to you as an individual. You know, so there are people who need that money, invest in them, support them, and you will find that
when you say there are people who need that money, invest in them and support them, what exactly are you saying?
Yeah, I'm talking about, like, for instance, Nigerian youths. A lot of Nigerian youths are setting up their own businesses, coming up with innovative ideas. I
can see a lot of that. I agree.
Yes. So, for instance, I'm a member of the Lagos Angel Network. That group is really formed to provide experience, management, entrepreneurial ideas, help the young generation refine their ideas, invest money so that those people can actually grow their business. One of the key obstacles for growing small and medium-sized businesses in Nigeria is that they do not have access to fund. And I actually feel that the kind of fund they need is long-term patient capital. If you look at some of the key businesses abroad, like the Google, Facebook, and so on, you will find that there are angel investors who actually, bet their money first before those organizations were able to grow. Nigerians need to do that more. So those people with rich money bags who have money start looking for, enterprising young Nigerians and investing in their ideas, support them so that we have a next generation that creates employment and wealth.
But some people will tell you that part of the problem you have with young people is they want to go on a fast track. I mean, I've seen businesses handled by young people in the past, and as soon as the money comes to their hands, they want to buy a Rolls Royce, they want to wear a $50,000 wristwatch. I mean, there's some, as I'm speaking to you, I'm sure one or two are coming to mind that were quite whatever. I think that it will take a while for most investors to have that kind of confidence to put their money down.
Yeah,
because the culture of our young people too is not encouraging, and I'm sure you can't discount that.
Yes, but it is also our responsibility to help those youths imbibe a better culture. So we are the ones who train the youth. So the point is that you shouldn't just invest your money and leave the company and the youths to go.
No.
Also, be part of it. You can be on the board, so that they also gain from your experience. Our youths that are growing need to see positive role models. I think that's what's lacking. So yes, you are not supposed to just invest.
Most of what they see, most of what our youth see, are the get rich quick ones.
Exactly,
and that's why they want to be like that. And they see it everywhere. They even see it in their churches.
Yeah,
their pastors. Yeah, it's the truth. You even see it's staring you in the face. You see Mr. X and Mr. Y, no visible means of business, lives in a nice house in Lekki, and so on and so forth. You at the end on Sunday when you go to church again, you see your pastor in a fancy suit, with Bentley, Rolls Royce, all kinds of things. So we are partly responsible for what these youths have become now.
Definitely,
it's very sad.
Definitely,
very sad.
I would advise parents that go to those kind of churches to stop going to those kind of churches. People always complain about. But
there's prosperity there.
Is there prosperity there for who? For the pastor or for the congregation?
There's prosperity.
I think Nigerians need to just be more discerning. Our actions really should speak for us. We can't be complaining and saying, "Oh, Nigeria is bad," and so on. And then our actions are supporting that role. So we keep going to the church complain that churches, for instance, are lavish, showing off all their prosperity, and we keep going there and then complaining. So what are we now telling our youths? Why are we going there? Because we too are praying that we will have that such overnight wealth. So our actions really should be. So stop going to those churches.
So you don't go to those churches anymore.
No, I don't.
Those churches.
So I don't.
So which of the church? Well,
I go to an Anglican church.
Oh, like yes, me. That's good.
Okay, that's good.
But then, what we have said sounds funny, but it is so fundamental.
Yes.
Especially this church thing. It is so fundamental. Granted, the churches have taken the kids off the road, but it's led them. Some of the churches have taken them off the road. But it's led them through another path entirely.
I don't like to generalize. I know that some churches but there are some churches that have good, youth empowerment initiatives. Some even have separate youth churches, their youth arm. And, I've been there where I've spoken about entrepreneurship, setting up businesses, how to raise funding. So some of the churches do that. I think what we need is more of those churches doing those kind of things to grow the next generation.
Let's give a lecture 101 to the youth. A lot of them listen to this program.
Yes.
You just give them a lecture free. Ordinarily, if you give them a bill, they'd be dead. But right, let's do it this way. What are the things that you can do to be able to attract good funding to your business? How do you go about it?
Okay.
Because that's one question I'm sure I'll be asked. Yes.
First of all, you should have a concrete and focused idea. One of the things I see with youth is that they want to do too many things at the same time. So have a focused idea. Then you need to show a track record. When I say track record, it doesn't mean that you've already created the business, but your schooling, your volunteering, your spare time, what have you done to gain skills in those areas so that people know that you actually have that track record. Then you should join networks. There are a number of networks that actually encourage youths. For instance, there's an organization called She Leads that focuses on female entrepreneurs. So you get to meet other entrepreneurs, learn from them. You get, you learn about how to run a business. I always advocate that at least you should have some working experience, maybe a year or two, so that you know
don't
organization.
Don't
just leave university and just unless you don't get a job. But if you do, from that job, actually, I remember reading somewhere where someone said, I worked for 20 years and they were paying me to learn because they now set up their own business. So really it's for you to learn during that time that you are working. Then once you have those track records, people now can bet on you, because most times that you are investing in a business, you are actually betting on the individual. I've always said, if you look across the world, in every business area, you will find a millionaire, a billionaire in those areas, no matter what it is. The difference is the individual who is running the business. How determined are they? What skill sets, leadership qualities do they bring? So those are things I feel that our youth need to really develop. But I also want to say that our youth too are trying. When I see Nigerian youths, they have this, aspiration, ambition to actually succeed. And the Nigerian environment can be frustrating sometimes. So I do feel that the adults, those of us that we feel that, yes, we are still good, need to give back, need to share our experience, need to, train and give youths opportunities to grow. So now that I'm in quotes, semi-retirement, that's what I want to devote my time to. Yes, to.
So you start by developing my own business.
The areas I want to focus on are like financial inclusion, financial technology, for instance. How do we use fintech to advance financial inclusion, making sure that people in rural areas, your low-income families have access to loans, credit, savings, insurance, and they can actually increase their wealth. So those are things I want to do. I joined the FinTech Association of Nigeria to actually promote that, to ensure that, and it's mostly the youths that are actually setting up these companies, payment companies, so they too see that there's an opportunity there, there's an issue to be solved, and that they feel that they could use financial technology.
Also, they should have the resolve to pay back.
Yes, in fact, I say that most Nigerians who are credible, you have to have a system that evaluates the character of the person you are lending money to. Most times they want to pay back. It's not that you just wake up and say, "Oh, I'm not going to pay anymore." So
or marry new wives or whatever. Okay, our lines are open now. 0809 1913913, 0809 2220913, 0809 2345913, 012367913, 012802913, and 012803913. I have some tweets here already. Okay. Tunde Arogumati says that, excuse me, he says that there's no doubt whatsoever that we need more than ever, we need to restructure all our security agencies from scratch. He believes we need all our security from scratch.
Yeah, he's probably referring to the MasterCard.
Yeah, but the MasterCard.
And probably all the.
And then the police and everything. Yes. Okay, I think our lines are wow. Morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir. Who's calling?
My name is NDBC.
Morning, NDBC. How are you?
Okay, I'm actually enjoying your program.
Thank you.
Yeah, so what I want to say is this. It's not all about the church. The problem is not the church. The problem is the culture, the society we find ourselves in. Okay? So I want to use myself as an example.
Okay.
I'm a professional in terms of I have professional certifications. One thing I did about 6 or 7 years ago was that I went to work for somebody for free.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, for me to be able to build the skills I wanted, I went there, I worked for the person for free. I had all the privileges of a staff, but I was not on the payroll.
Okay.
Okay. Thereafter, I now introduced somebody to that system, and the person felt that they are using him in issues like that. I said, no, they are not using you. They are bringing you up to speed so that you're able to stand on your own.
Yeah. Yes.
Or even to look for a better place. So I don't think it's a church thing. Okay, yes, I know the church has a role to play in trying to model the youth. But also, people, the families should also try not to make their children to be money-oriented. It's good to have money. But also skill, when you have, money is not wealth, but the skill, the competencies you have is the wealth that will bring money tomorrow. Okay, so I don't think it's really a church thing, but it's something that we need to reorient, re-engineer our mindset, the way we think. Even our parents need to help us out. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Morning. Okay, we lost that one.
Okay. Yeah.
You want to say something?
Yes, on what he said about the church.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true. It's not only the church. Parents have a role, but I remember when I was growing up, the churches were one of those that, how would I say, reinforced our culture and values. So what we are seeing today is that, yes, a few churches do so, but I feel that they are emphasizing the wrong values, not by what they say, but by what our youths are seeing.
But what they're seeing.
So that I think is the issue, because when you talk about how do you develop the values in a society, religious organizations, and I just want to pick on churches, religious organizations, Muslims, everyone really have a fundamental role to play. That's why you actually take people to to that religion, and then you learn the key tenets of that religion. It's part of culture. That's what imbibes it in our youth.
And I also think this emphasis on prosperity is seen as as some kind of magic. You understand what I'm saying? When you talk about miracles and so on, it doesn't encourage hard work.
Yes.
Even the church, the way the church is structured, and indeed the other religious bodies. Today you have revival for 4 days. Where is a man going to have time to sit down and develop himself? You find that, and of course, while this is going on, the pastor is making his own, is doing his own work and making his own money, quote and unquote. Sorry to be that crude. So I think that, like you rightly said, that younger people need to be orientated in the right direction, for them to develop themselves. Morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
My name is Olufunke. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Morning, madam. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'd like to contribute a little to the topic on ground. I'm a business owner.
Okay.
I'll be 39 this year.
Yes.
And I have never worked for someone in my life.
And you're still a youth.
Am I a youth? I don't know if I'm still a youth.
Yeah.
I'll be 39 this year in November.
Okay.
But I had made a conscious decision when I was younger that I knew what I wanted to do. I'm actually into catering and cake making. But I see this regularly with people. When I put out a signage outside my office and say we are taking trainees, parents of even these trainees coming, they are training for free. And they ask me, will you be paying my daughter to learn? Our mindset is very wrong. I do interviews for people, and they tell me things like, oh, on Wednesday, I would like you to give me 2 hours because I have to go to church. The church is not helping. And I say, no. If you think your church is that important, then the church should feed you. They are being sentimental. That's why our country is not growing. We need to do the right things at the right time. Nobody's saying you can't go to church. But you can't tell me at an interview that your church precedes the job that gives you money. Automatically, I can't employ you. So it's not a matter of the church is not the problem. I feel the churches are majorly the problem. They are sending wrong messages to people, telling them they can make it without hard work, without putting in an effort, without doing nothing. It's not possible.
Look at them believe in miracles.
Yeah, they believe in miracles. Miracles don't happen like that. You have to give God something to bless. If you are doing nothing, He can't bless you. It's not true. God doesn't work that way. It's not magic. I keep telling people, start up doing something. Put in the time. Put in the hard work. It will pay off eventually. I've been married for 15 years. And when I got married, my husband told me the same thing. Are you sure you don't want to work? I said, no. I am going to start my business. My business is not where it is right, where I want it to be right now. But it is growing and I'm happy.
And you can also feed your husband with cakes. I mean, I'd love to have a caterer as a wife. At least you know that three times a day, cake in the morning, cake and custard in the afternoon, cake and tea in the evening.
Well done.
Morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
My name is Godwin. I'm calling from Festa.
Yes, sir. Godwin, how are you?
Yes, sir. I think I would want to agree with the last callers and the other callers.
Okay.
Because our churches are actually laying a wrong foundation. Because the flamboyant kind of style they live, what they preach, even the Bible said, I will bless the works of your hands. You understand? So there is no way you could make it without working. Even when the prophet went to see the woman, said, what do you have? The woman said, what I have is what I will eat with my son and die. He now said, okay, cook it for me. But they fail to preach that part. Okay, like in the choir, in the choir, they will tell you, okay, you need to sow this attire, you need to sow this. But these are students that are not even working. Where would they get that money? I was actually telling a young girl the other day, I said, if you don't have this money, then you need to run to your boyfriend to give you money. She was laughing and said, actually, that is the truth. So we've lost that value, and also the background, the model of training, we get these days from parents is wrong. I also work for people for free. I remember when I was working in a bakery, 2001, I was going to that bakery to work for free. They give me just one bread every day, and I was happy. And I had the experience. Yes, though I'm not doing bakery.
And man shall not live by bread alone.
Exactly. But I was living in that line, working in bakery, and I told myself, no, this is not the life I want. I have to go to school. And I went to school. I did my first degree and second, and I'm doing my own business. Though I've never been employed in my life. But I'm doing my own business.
The bakery was employment.
The bakery was employment now. Only you are not paid. Thank you very much.
Yes. Yeah. Not to make the program about churches and,
yes.
So, I do feel that there's more that society in general can do. And I know that, yes, when we look at religious organizations, they too can do more. Even volunteering, engaging the youth to actually volunteer and rebuild communities should be something that even in the churches, we encourage them to do. Okay.
All right. I'll take one last caller before we take a break. Morning. Okay.
Yeah. So while we're waiting for that, there was something I wanted to talk about scarcity. That
scarcity of what?
Money. That the reason why we are so focused on money is because there's a scarcity of money.
Okay.
Once there's scarcity, like if you are hungry, you will see that everything you think about is about food.
So everything you think about now is money.
Well, thank God I don't have scarcity of money.
See who is happy. See who is happy here. So you can't tell her that you're broke.
I will make her have scarcity of money so that she works hard.
We'll talk about the scarcity after the break.
Okay.
Because it's 10 o'clock and we really should take a break. We're going to play some music for you. Which one do you want?
I've told him already.
Tell me.
Ed Sheeran.
What do you call it?
Ed Sheeran.
Who is Ed Sheeran?
A young British.
Is it baker? All right, we'll listen to him and we'll be right back.
Years
The city of Lagos, Uyo, Port Harcourt, Abuja, and Manchester have witnessed entertainment like never before. This year, Pride Rock Entertainment presents the 10th edition of the most entertaining comedy and music concert. It's the Chronicles of Ash Baby Live, Ya Daddy 10, Sunday, February 25th, at Hotels and Suites. Time at 6 p.m. Comedy by God Dance, Akbororo, Kenny Black, AY, Helen Paul, I Go Save, Still Ringing, Bash, Gandoki, Music by One Day Cole, Falls the Bad Guy, Rude Boy, Brother Boy, Niniola, Runtown, Yemialade, Lil Kesh, Mayokun, Small Doctor, KC, Mr. Easy, Harry Songs, South Sultan, B-Red, legendary DJ Jimmy Jet, DJ Consequence, and many more. Tickets available at Silverbed Cinemas, Genesis Deluxe Cinemas, Ebanon Supermarkets, Eco Hotel. Online tickets available at ariatickets.com and NineJackTicketShop.com. For table bookings and sponsorship, please call 0802-990-6500. Supported by Instant Pickup, HNK Interiors, Nelson Jack, Media Partner, Lagos Stocks 91.3.
Packaged by Larry Markun Vents.
Are you a blogger, PR consultant, and social media influencer? Then register for the OPAN Annual New Media Conference holding this February. The Online Publishers Association of Nigeria, OPAN, is holding the maiden edition of the Annual New Media Conference with the theme, The New Media as the Future of the Fourth Estate. This event is slated to take place on the 6th of February at the With Baker Hotel, Ikoyi, Lagos. An interactive platform speaking on restoring eroding credibility of the new media, how to monetize new media platforms and earn income, the future of the new media, online media, social media, new media as an engine of economic growth, tool for driving government policies and civic engagement. To register, visit onlinepublishing.com/event/open. Registration is mandatory and closes at 12 midnight on Thursday, February 1st. Follow the conversation on social media with hashtag OpenMC2018 and hashtag Credible Online Journalism. Grand sponsor for the conference is IETO Group. The conference is supported by Access Bank PLC and First Bank PLC.
Lagos has many voices, and everyone wants to connect. But there's only one station that lets you join the conversation. Lagos Talks 91.3. Let's get talking. Dissecting the major news stories daily. This is the Morning Digest with Jimi Disu.
I found a love for me. Darling, just dive right in. Follow my lead. Well, I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. Well, I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. Darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes you're holding mine. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass. We're listening to our favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, but you heard it. Darling, you look perfect tonight. Well, I found a woman stronger than anyone I know. She shares my dreams. I hope that someday I'll share her home. I found a love to carry more than just my secrets, to carry love, to carry children of our own. We are still kids, but we're so in love, fighting against all odds. I know we'll be alright this time. Darling,
the major news stories daily. This is the Morning Digest with Jimi Disu.
All right, you're welcome back to the Morning Digest with Jimi Disu on Lagos Talks 91.3. So far, I haven't heard anything again about Afebwa. If there's anything turns up, we'll let you know. Listen to some of the tweets that I got here. There's Adebisi says that I think you should listen to Ed Sheeran songs. This guy is the definition of music. I just heard this one now. And it almost put me to sleep. Yeah. Rub it in. I have a few more tweets here. There was one directed at you. Let me see. Where is it now? I can't keep my fingers moving. No, okay, let me read this one. It says that Alamoto Adeni says that journalists are not doing enough. I would have expected this day to get an audio record of IBB's phone conversation so as to be able to clear all doubts. And then write it how.
There shouldn't be any doubt once these days reported it. So, yeah.
This one, Femi Adigbemile says that I should ask you if you know of any organization that is giving grants to startups.
Grants?
That's one free money. Instead of it to ask for loan.
The organization I know that gives grants are family, friends, and yourself, yes, that give grants for startups. That's where you do startups from. It has to be from your own savings, your family, your friends.
Kachi Ogoke here says that the message is credit cards, not debit cards.
Yes.
I need to check that story again. I'll check the story again.
Okay,
did you say credit? I think the story is with you.
No.
Is it with you?
No.
Okay, look at it here. It says that Nigerians may longer be able to carry out transactions. It talks about credit cards. May no longer be as most credit cards. No, look at this. It says here, a major consequence of the expansion will be the blacklisting of Nigeria in international finance. This could affect use of MasterCard and Visa credit and debit cards by Nigerians.
I'm going to say that most times in Nigeria, unfortunately, we don't distinguish.
Treat that correction. It says credit and debit cards because there's no distinction really.
Well, there are, from a financial theoretical point of view, there are distinctions, but in Nigeria,
what I mean is in transactions, yes.
We interchange
both.
Yeah, both, yeah. A debit card really means that you have money in your account already. A credit card means that it's like a credit. They're giving you extra money that you don't have, and then you pay at a later date.
Ugochukwu Azonobi says Babangida made a statement through his media aid, which he did, and Babangida himself is called to corroborate such statement, which he did. Then the IG, in his infinite wisdom, declares him wanted. For what? He believes this is shameful and this hurts this administration. Fine. Let me take this call. Morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Good morning, Jimmy.
Morning, sir.
Thank you for this morning.
Yes.
I just want to contribute to the issue on grant.
Yes.
The woman talk about people should give money to the youth to help them to start off.
Yes.
People will not give because it's in money. That's the problem we are having. All the money has been taken away. They are afraid to bring it back to the country. That's why they stuck outside the country. And on the issue of religion, sir, I may differ a little bit for all. Let me just give my own issue. The fundamental issue is the family. I remember when we are going in our family, every family has a trace. When you go back, check your you see there's some character traits in your family. What your father imposed in us, but today what are we teaching our children? At Lekki, a little child was celebrating a birthday, and the father, in infinite wisdom, had to buy a iPad for all his classmates. And the principal had to reject it then. The principal, the head teacher said, no, you can't do that in our school. What are we correcting our children? Are we even have time for them?
Okay, sir.
To learn it.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Right. You heard what he said?
Yes, I do.
Do you have any reaction?
Parents have the fundamental responsibility, but you cannot remove the environment. Where are, as I said, where are the parents taking the children to? In our time, they say it takes a village to raise a child, so it's not only just about the parents.
He made one point though that I think what he actually meant was that a lot of the people who have the money, of course, because of there's so much free money around there, most of them cannot even show up with the money or bring the money back home. Most of them have it stashed inside.
But I also think it also has to do with, sometimes I would say, the level of intelligence and access to that money. Corruption happens everywhere. But how do people who are corrupt invest their money? Just yesterday I was watching this criminal warlords in Colombia. They too didn't just bury. I mean, some of them buried the money, but some of them actually invested back into those societies, set up factories. That was why, even despite the fact that the people knew cocaine was bad, they were supporting those cocaine laws because they were building their communities. What are we doing here? What we do is to go and buy, houses in the US, Switzerland, and all of that, and not develop back our communities. So
and vehicles and stuff like that. And private jets. Morning.
Hello, good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Lagos Talks. Good morning, the lady in the studio.
Thank you.
I just wanted to talk briefly and quickly on the Afebua situation.
Okay.
In as much as
there's some background noise. Can you move away from that noise, please?
All right. Is it better now?
It's better. I mean, you must be in a factory or something.
No, I'm not really.
A lady walking with high heels.
No.
This is a man speaking.
Anyway, what I was trying to say was yesterday morning I woke up to a particular report from one of these online media. The headline was like IBB, aka this, aka Evil Genius, aka that, without actually calling IBB to find out whether he actually made that statement. He now says IBB retraces, makes U-turn. And now this day has come out to say now that IBB spoke to IBB and IBB actually made that statement. And that's why some people might say the media is also part of the challenge. Now these people have actually made this insinuation. They've not gone back to now say, okay, IBB has actually recanted and stated that he has made that statement. So sometimes we're also part of the problem because of the way we sensationalize things and make it personal. That's what I just think. But for the ID to actually make that statement to want to arrest a gentleman who the boss has actually said we've come out to say, why don't they go and try and arrest the boss? And thank you. That's all I want to say.
All right.
Good morning.
So we can say that this gentleman wants IBB arrested. Morning. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Chief Darlington.
Oh, Chief, how are you?
Very well. Good morning.
Morning. Yes.
Madam, good morning.
Good morning, Chief Darlington.
And thank you for the education, the encouragement to the youth, because we believe that they are the leaders of tomorrow.
Yes.
My challenge is that I don't know when tomorrow will come. Sometimes this tomorrow comes when they have become elders. God will help us. The issue of Afebua,
yes,
the police and IBB, it's a security matter. I think for the first time this year, your analysis to me was just on point. The breakdown, even a layman would understand it and form an opinion. To me, the problem is not Afebua. The problem is not IBB. All that was said, there's nothing strange in all that was said. There was no part of that piece that calls for war. There was no part in that piece that says the otherwise, like calling for the military to take over. There was no part. That piece only reminded us of something. Like you normally say, take away the person out of the piece and study the piece. Police, I'm sorry to say, have become the problem or part of the problem of this country. Why do I say so? In the past, before you declare somebody wanted, due diligence, the police would have done their investigation and tried to do certain things. One, they would have attempted to arrest the person physically if the person if the person belongs to a cadre, a category where you could just physically arrest. Two, if the person is such that you could send a letter to, invitation, you would have done so. And then if the person eloped, then some of these things could happen. Three, if you had gone to make an arrest and the person refused arrest, then all of these put together would have warranted you to declare the person wanted. Because the essence of declaring somebody wanted is that you want societal assistance. You want the assistance of everybody now to locate this person for you to get. Afegboa is not just anybody. He has been with the former head of state of this country, or president. He ended up as a president, IBB. You could have jolly well sent a letter to him or put a call through, either to his principal or to him direct. If he's not in the country, Afegboa is not the type that will run away from arrest. I do not think so. For the he that I know, that letter has not said anything dangerous. Even if it has said anything, call him. Before, you see, Uncle Jimmy,
yes.
Nigeria as it is today is going through trials. And these trials should not be inflamed. We should mind our language. We should mind our actions if we hold certain positions, if we belong to certain authority. Security is a wonderful thing, and it's a serious business. I think the police should talk to themselves. The IG is good enough to be IG, but please let him talk to some of these people, and then if they need, I don't want to say better orientation, they should go. Let me stop there, please. Good morning.
All right, but I didn't even ask you what you think about this the Afegboa thing. I don't know what you think. I'm sure you know, you've been following the story for now.
Yes, I have. But, I always... It's one of my New Year resolutions to disdain from talking politics. The most politics I want to talk about is to ask our youth to go and register to vote and join political parties so that people who get nominated in political parties, they have an influence on who that should be.
Do you think we need a generational shift in the next election?
I do believe so. I
So
totally
believe so.
So we've just been recycling the old guard.
So we can add you to the list of those who don't want Buhari to recontest.
What you should add me to are those who want the next generation
to
be president.
It's the same thing.
I don't know. As someone said, it's 6 and half a dozen.
I know what I know. I pulled the trick on you. I knew you wouldn't want. You don't want it presented the way I put it. But I mean, if you believe that we should have a generational shift next year, as far as the presidency is concerned, and indeed some other appointments, it means that you don't want the 70-something-year-old papa to run
I do
again.
feel that one of my greatest challenges is that I feel Nigerians need to take ownership for, the outcome of elections, and the outcome of governance. How do we hold government accountable? Last time, only 15% of the registered voters actually voted.
And the registered voters are just about 15%
yes,
of the total.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I actually wonder what percentage are the youth who those decisions that we take are going to affect in future. How many of them actually came out to vote? So that to me is the focus. Let more of our young people
and they need to see what other youths are doing in other countries.
Exactly.
In Brexit, it was a youth thing.
Yes.
Macron.
Exactly.
Even though in wife not be youth. But how, on a serious note, very quickly, how old is the woman? 65. Macron is in his 40s. How does that kind of thing happen?
Love does not see age. It's in Nigeria that we see all those things. Whether we see age, sex, tribe, and all of those things. Love shouldn't see that. Do you think
a 65-year-old Nigerian woman will marry a 40-something-year-old boy?
Yes.
Who used to be his teacher?
Yes.
Yes.
It's the boy that you should be asking that would a young man marry. In Nigeria, why wouldn't a 65-year-old woman marry a younger guy? Why not?
Okay. Can a 60-something-year-old man marry a small? So if I walked into your house now and said that I want to marry Uncle Jimmy, what will you say?
Jimmy, where are you going to?
No. So you can see what it's like. You see that because he's coming home.
No, it's not because he's coming home. It's because it's you.
Anyway, not to worry. Thank you very much, Unfortunately,
your politics took over the whole discussion.
But the truth is, that is the way these things work. You can't have something like that and then we won't have our own input. And I was so excited when Afegba initially agreed to speak to us on phone. Okay. I quickly put a call through to Femi Adesina, who says he'll be on his way to Nasarawa. Maybe I'll try to talk to Femi tomorrow. Today he's gone to Nasarawa, Abi. And I will call him tomorrow again. And I will do what Ambassador Musba said we should do. He said if you go with one person and they don't answer you, the next day go with 4. The next day go.
I would say Nigerians that we need to just take more active role in what happens, in the Nigerian society and economy.
Well, thank you very much. That's where we'll end it for today.
Yeah.
Tomorrow,
always a pleasure to be here.
Yes, we'll be here again. Tomorrow, I'm going to have the architect who designed that famous bed of mine, turned 50. So, Mrs. Akikugwe, so we'll be looking at a few issues that cropped up. And on Thursday, I'm going to have 3 professors from the Lagos State University talk about funding and whatever of universities. We'll be talking about that on Thursday. Okay? Sadiq the Fisherman, thank you very, very much. And that's all for today. The bearded one, I can see you're closely guarding where you're sitting. Yes, because you know the implication. And Ayo, you've been quiet all through today deliberately. I didn't let you talk for reasons that are quite obvious. Mrs. Lawson, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll see you again same time tomorrow. Bye.